Hey, Stoney here. I'm with Clint Leewood, and this is Mechabellum Tournament. This is game two, or round two, of the mini tournament North America. And at the bottom here, we have Cheeseburger playing as a Rhino Specialist, and he's up against Armadillo. I think he's currently ranked number 2 in the 501 server, and what is it, number 5 in the world? Playing as
Something like that, yeah.
playing as a quick supply specialist. And right off the bat, we got Tarantulas against Stormcallers. How do you feel about that, Clint?
Oh, I feel very bad anytime I take a tarantula draft and I pan over to my opponent's side of the board and I see storm colors. It's not a good time.
It's not a good time. Stormcallers are extremely potent at getting rid of these guys. But he does not have a lot of chap there, at least not right now. So there might be a chance if he positions the crawlers efficiently to actually get a lot of these Stormcallers just with the crawlers. Well, let's see though. Oh, it's going to be a juicy volley right here. There it is.
Yeah, a lot of crawlers dead. And it really comes down to how long you can keep the crawlers in one spot for your storm callers to do the work, right?
Yeah.
But it looks like the left side gets through. All the right side crawlers are dead. Oh, and there may not.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's good enough.
Okay, that's good
That's
enough.
good enough.
Yeah, that's good enough.
That tower debuff was pretty clutch.
Just barely here. Yeah, like it's a terrible feeling to have tarantulas run into Stormcallers. Sometimes when that happens to me, it just makes me want to rage and click the anti-missile device on like round 2, even though it's an absolute terrible idea.
Yeah, for me, it's just I want to hit the surrender button.
Strike spec
Let's
could
go
be very
next.
good. Strike, as I was going to say, strike spec could be very good for Cheeseburger. He did end up taking the Wasp Swarm, which is decent, but you just have to be careful where he puts them. So I guess it's going to be back here. There's going to be defense, right? When you're at 2000 MMR, that Dillo is, you don't not put stuff behind your towers to defend things like the Wasp Swarm. So this one is not going to do too much. Neither is this one. But if he does have strike spec, he could go double crawler on one side, and there's a very good chance that you're going to get the tower on this particular round.
Yeah, I would agree. I think strike spec is at round 2 especially is one of those things that I think a lot of players undervalue. I think it can, especially against like Stormcaller comps, right? Because Stormcaller comps in general, or at least like opening drafts including Stormcallers, are very vulnerable to like fast moving and high tempo units. So like, for example, if round 2 you see Strike Spec and then round 3 you see the new triple Rhino drop, well, I mean, you're kind of cooking at that point. So it's worth picking up and considering at the very least. I think people, for the most part, see an early Wasp Swarm or an early Underground Threat, and it's like an auto pick. It's not even a thought, you know. But and here you see, right, Stormcallers doing their job, killing everything, and yep. Oh, there's one lone Fang
It's gonna
against the world.
Everything. Yeah, I don't use strike spec, but I really should. Like every time I used it, it felt really good just to watch your unit popping wherever you put them.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you should really consider when you're slamming down strike spec is units with bubbles, right? So you're going to be wanting to maybe pick up like typhoons. There's even like a caveat where hackers could be good, right? Because of the barrier bubble that they carry. But also like a flanking fortress becomes a lot more threatening and a lot harder to answer when it's phasing in like 5 seconds as opposed to 10 seconds or whatever the phase in time is. So, you know, it's a big deal.
So got Rhino drop coming from Dillo directly at the corner here. It's going to get deflected maybe with these crawlers. These phoenixes will just keep going and probably won't turn around. And there is no Rhino drop on the other side, but instead we see an extra pack of Phoenixes. So that just ensures the Tarantula won't get as far as they did last game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we already see an early level on the Tarantula. And I think those early levels on Tarantula really pose a threat because, if you have that, you can click spider mines, that the build around tech for the tarantulas, and spider mines at level 1 pretty manageable. Spider mines at level 3 kind of scary. Kind of scary, very hard to deal with.
And they also because the spider mines, they scale with the levels of the tarantulas, and they themselves have 750 HP. So by level 3, there are mini sledgehammers.
Oh yeah, mini suicidal sledgehammers.
Yeah.
So their damage is increased by 4,500 and their HP by 750 each level. So spooky stuff. Can get out of control really quick.
I think Dillo end up taking the steel balls, knowing that this is now round 4 and Cheeseburger is a Rhino specialist, and there is a Rhino option that if he wants to go for and just start tackling on the Rhino. So steel ball would be an answer directly to that, but instead Cheeseburger took these sledgehammers, and they're putting them in vertical configuration directly in the line of fire of the Stonecrawlers. I'm not sure. I'm not feeling too good about this. How do you feel, Clint?
I think sledgehammers, at least in my experience, in that sort of positioning, is a very strong defensive tool. And I wonder if this was like sort of a guess at Dillo going into balls. Vertical sledges do very well against that. However, the problem now becomes that Dillo can just add on more Stormcallers like he's done, and that sort of like counter that I'm talking about, or that sort of defensive tool that I'm talking about, is pretty quickly nullified. As you can see, the balls are punching through on the right side. But the left side looks kind of good.
The left side does look kind of good, but I don't know if they'll win this round, though. Especially
no,
now
that tower timing's too brutal. Yeah.
I do like the Mustangs. I'm not a fan of the sledgehammers. I think out of all the unit picks, he could have picked maybe steel balls himself. He should have expected Dillo to go with steel balls. It is a very efficient unit in his comp. Not only is it going to be great against tarantulas, it's going to be great against rhinos, and they provide a pretty substantial HP at the front line here, which Dillo's board does not have aside from crawlers and fens. So Cheeseburger could have predicted the steel balls, and the counter to steel balls sometimes is just a few steel balls of your own.
Completely agree. Yeah. Smart stuff though coming out from Cheeseburger here. He's going to try to win the air war, or at least get ahead in the mirror. You look at Armadillo, right? Or rather, Dillo's Phoenixes there are level 2, but not ranged. Cheeseburgers are ranged, but not level 2. So he's going to try to get some experience, I think, try to eke out some goodies there. And yeah, I think he's doing some good stuff. I'm really worried about these heavy armor steel balls. One of the items that was recently nerfed in the most recent patch. I still think the item's very good, though. How do you feel about heavy armor in general?
I think it's just a solid item, especially on units like steel balls, where its purpose is just to running and take a lot of heat.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at Cheeseburger's board, and I wanted to suggest at least the next round 3 more tarantulas and just hit the Spider-Man button. Spider-Mines are actually really good against steel balls.
I completely agree. You actually read my mind entirely. I almost wanted to blurt out 3 more tarantulas, Spider-Mines?
Yeah.
Like on the outside of the tower and in the middle below the H. I think that would be incredibly strong. They draw Stormcaller fire. They draw Phoenix fire. Arc lights are not that great against them. There's not really great options for chaff clear. And that's honestly what spider mines are, and yeah, we see that
It's
she's
winning the air.
out the round with the range tech. Very cool.
Very nice. Now let's see if Cheeseburger is sensing our well, was sending him the energy here, and if he go
Yeah,
for the triple, he can totally pick up 3 marksmen, or just get Saber Cash. Could probably get Saber Cash. Get Saber Cash, and get 3 level 2 tarantulas, and hit the Spider-Man button.
Oh,
that would have
make
been
me
so strong.
Happy.
That would have been so strong.
Taking his time thinking about it, though. Don't blame him.
He's got the Saber Cash.
He sells it. Oh!
Got the Saber Cash. Nope. It's going to be mirroring Stonecallers. Not sure if that's the right option. Because right now, you don't need Stonecallers to deal with Chavs. Yes, I get it. Stonecallers are great against, Fangs. I think right now, the units that cause you the most problems are Steel Balls and his own Stonecallers.
I completely agree.
Both of which can be solved with Spider Mines.
Yeah, and I'll also note that I don't know if I like this positioning with the Stormcallers here. I think I prefer these. If you look right at the Sledgehammers, there is a small 1x1 square where a Stormcaller can fit. And I think that's where it should go. Mm-hmm. I think the Stormcaller should be horizontal, right at the tower, lined up with these fangs perfectly. And the beauty of that position that I've found out recently is that it's incredibly hard to exploit. So you can't really move command, cheese it. You can kind of like forward side flank it, but not in this position, right? Like it would not favor Dillo at all. And yeah, it's really strong. But I mean, like horizontal inside the tower is I guess it's fine, right? But yeah, I would have really loved to see Spider Mines. We have not seen it in the tournament so far, but it is one of my favorite buttons to click as of late.
Yeah, and it's usually very dangerous. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, but in this particular situation, I would not hesitate to just go with Spider-Man. I think it's just a perfect technology into Dillo's board right here. These level 2 Stormcallers, they're just going to keep on going, or they could be keep on going. He did take AG, so taking that extra level brings the Stormcallers damage back to what it's supposed to be with the additional splash.
Right. Laser sights being picked up from Armadillo. Windmill slams it. Probably both sides, I would imagine, are going to pick that up. Yeah, Cheeseburglar also does. Yeah, I'm really hoping we see some Spider Mines, because you know what Spider Mines are also great at stopping. Rhinos.
Rhinos.
We see a little flank coming out from Dillo on the left.
Yeah, Rhino's gonna jump onto these Phoenixes.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. So we got extra range Phoenixes. Not spending any money yet. Still thinking it over. Dillo is ready to go. We got crawlers in the middle to draw that initial barrage of stone crawler rockets. Now, what would Cheeseburglar do? I think he just put down a set of sledgehammers down here. And here goes another set of sledgehammers.
And 4 AMS or anti-missile sentries were deployed as well. Mech Rage.
Mech Rage. Okay, so he's fully swapping into Sledgehammer for chaff clear. Okay. I suppose, but let's see. 4 sledgehammers, they will tank 4 shots from these Phoenixes. Tarantula, 38,000, 9,000, 4 shots. Yeah. They're the same, but I'll still go with more tarantulas. Okay, let's see how this plays out. So now with Mech Rage, they should be doing a hell lot better with chaff clear. Steel balls is still a problem.
Yeah, steel ball's still getting in, but being shut down. The Phoenixes with the laser sights really putting in a lot of work. I was going to mention though, I feel like the tarantulas have kind of outlived their spot on the battlefield. I think after clicking Mech Rage and then adding on more Mustangs, and it's probably time to get those 300 credits each, right? That'd be 600 extra credits back into his bankroll, like, back. That'd be really important, especially when you're bleeding this quickly, right? You may not have 2 rounds to get it back into your bankroll.
All right, so we got range spec. Now, how do you feel about Cheeseburger's board right now?
I mean, it's a little loose. I think there's just a lot of things. I don't really feel like there's a strong build around unit. I feel like if you look at Dillo's, his whole idea is like, I have my marksman in the back and they're doing their job. And you might say that isn't that kind of true with Burglar 2? And sorta. But we have, I feel like with Dillo's comp, everything is leaning into that, right? But with Burglar's comp, we have like Mustangs that we're leveling. We have these tarantulas not really doing anything. We're going into Mech Rage for chaff clear. And I don't know. It feels loose.
I think there was a very specific moment in the last round where things start to go south with Cheeseburger. Right now, I wish there's like a tab somewhere that tallies like TK damage, because a lot of Cheeseburger's Mustangs actually died in the fire right around here. And once they died, then there's nothing stopping the marksman and Phoenixes and just kind of going to town with the rest of the army. Whereas the late arriving fans from Dillo survived long enough so that they would join fire from these high level Phoenixes. So this is probably going to happen this time as well. So just pay attention to like, when did this Mustangs die in the fire? And last time was like on this line right here. So you can watch this line and you can watch this Mustang move forward. Right. Yeah, I'll give you a bright yellow line here. Right. If the Mustangs survive past this line, Cheeseburger wins the round, I think. No, he never made it through this line. But not to the fire this time. So this time it's actually just dead to the Stonecallers. Getting a little closer though. I think he did a little bit better last time than he did the round before. And I think with Cheeseburger, he just needs to put his foot down and say, hey, let's just put down 3 more squads of Phoenixes, because those are the units that are left over. Those are the units that aren't getting picked up by the Stormcallers. Let's do that. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a direct answer to the Stormcallers here. And that's in the form of War Factory. Now, unfortunately, there were some issues with Discord, so I'm no longer able to have Clint here on this game. But we'll wrap up here. I think this is we're very close to the end here. This Stormcaller at the front, very dangerous position, because not only he's going to get targeted very fast with this level 3, possibly level 4 Phoenixes. Once that's done, all the technology and all the benefit of the Stormcaller, which is primarily a missile interceptor Stormcaller, is going to be removed. And just from the last few rounds, we know how that goes once you remove the missile interceptor. Yeah, so here it is. It's already being locked on by this marksman. The Phoenixes are still busy trying to get through the shield, trying to get through the fence. Okay. Alright, it looks like the Phoenixes are getting through, or they aren't getting through. They're just focusing on the chaff, so there's that stream or wave of chaff that's coming in. Wow, this is actually a really good round for Cheeseburger. But now that Dillo understands the power of this War Factory, next round he's going to have a very strong and direct counter to it. And the simplest counter is just not a melting point, but more chaff clear here at the front. So it gets rid of this fan, gets rid of these guys, gets rid of these guys, so that this level 4 Phoenix can lock onto the War Factory. Scorpion gets picked up from the unit drop. But Cheeseburger, I think Scorpion is not a terrible idea either. Scorpions are great against steel balls. They're also great into Stonecrawlers once they get in range. I'm not particularly fond of the positioning of the Scorpion right now. I'm not sure what the purpose for that is. Right now, is that just going to be a bit of a chaff clear, knowing that we have crawlers that potentially are just going to run forward? I'm not sure. All right. Acid is picked up by Dillo, and Acid with range can make short work of the giant units here. Even if the Acid doesn't directly land on the unit, because these guys will move forward and they will step in the Acid, taking that 250% additional damage. Ooh, these two Scorpions just got instantly destroyed by acided Scorpions from Dillo's side. And with the Scorpion gone, this War Factory is looking extremely exposed. And because Dillo has the Acid on his side, he should be able to bring down this War Factory once the Scorpion gets a lock on. Or even without a Scorpion lock on, I think the rest of the units should be able to bring it down. But the problem is, Cheeseburger, with a fantastic flank of Phoenixes, is able to take down Dillo in an epic final round. Wow, good game. Okay, I hope we enjoyed this game, and I will see you on the next one.
Prepare your tactics. Mechabellum's calling. Deploy your fortress. The battlefield's alive with swarms.